Birds come in over the weekend or they come in the evening. So the first thing we do in the morning is check those birds out. There's the ear.
Betsy Finch has been rehabilitating raptors for 45 years.
It must have been the tibia.
Okay.
And still, every day is different.
Pretty good, a little thin, but he
Okay.
didn't eat for a while. The thing that makes a raptor, and it comes from the Latin word to grasp or to seize, are the claws, the large claws that are the killing instruments. They have a hooked beak. They have specialized eyes for finding their prey. I would like to see people really appreciate the raptors for what they are, for their intrinsic nature, and appreciate the role they play in the environment. Here we go, kiddo.
Brooke Manis has been working and volunteering with Finch for the last 5 years.
It's good to feel like I have a higher purpose in helping these birds, getting them back out into the wild.
This junior bald eagle was found in northeast Nebraska with a severe case of fowl pox,
His eye, one eye is completely closed.
unable to hunt or survive in the wild.
You can't see to catch food.
The prognosis is uncertain. The eagle is dangerously thin and may never see again.
Yeah, about on the other foot. You ready, kiddo?
But Finch has seen this before and has developed her own medicinal elixirs and ointments to treat an array of injuries. Up next, a checkup on 2 young Swainson hawks and the large flight pen
Here he comes. Look at that.
that need to fatten up and build muscle. Time is running out for these 2 young raptors if they're going to be ready in time for migration.
One of them was blown out of a nest, so he came in barely before he fledged. And the other one, I think, came in shortly after he fledged. We don't really know why. He was thin.
Even after 45 years,
Okay.
Finch's face lights up
And here he comes again.
when she sees one of her raptors taking flight.
We like getting them off the free lunch program. Yes. That's good, because that means they're good. They're ready to go.
In a smaller flight pen, it's release day for these 3 kestrels.
There we go. She's number 74.
Finch's husband, Doug, is retired these days and volunteers as needed. Capturing, moving, and treating raptors often requires at least 2 to 3 people.
There you go, buddy. Good thing we don't speak Kestrel.
And it's one last checkup for this great horned owl who got caught in a fishing line.
Okay.
So you are good to go, kid. There's a little thread of skin connecting all of it.
It's only lunchtime at the nonprofit Raptor Conservation Alliance, located on Finch's acreage in Elmwood. And already, this is shaping up to be a typical Monday.
3:37.
A full slate of about 30 patients with several
here we
new
go.
ones on the way.
And we're just waiting for John to get here with 338.
As the only raptor rehab facility in Nebraska, birds arrive from across the state, sometimes out of state, thanks to a network of volunteers who transport the injured birds of prey.
This is actually their elbow. I don't feel anything. I wonder if he's just weak because he's so thin. Bite, bite.
A week later, and after months of rehabilitation, the young Swainson hawks are ready to join the migration.
So we'll head on over there.
Okay.
As she does with all of the creatures in her care, Finch talks with the hawks.
Aren't ya? Okay.
She's been preparing them for this day.
Go. The best part is releasing them back to the wild. They don't belong with us. They belong out there. And we're just kind of a way station to get them back on their feet.
Hey, Tim, what'd you bring us today? Got a great horned owl in there? Let's see.
Here.
Back inside the trauma care unit, this great horned owl is not looking good.
Go along the wing bones. It could be West Nile, too.
She's very quick to assess. She can tell just by sometimes how a bird is standing or just, in its posture. their body language.
But the prognosis is good for this peregrine falcon from the North Platte area.
I wonder if that's a talon mark. Laceration there. It looks like there's little puncture marks there. She probably doesn't want to fly right now because of the bruising. I'm sure the wing hurts.
Her heart and soul are in this for the long run, you know? Every bird is an individual.
What began as a volunteer project in 1976 has become her life's work.
Over the past 45 years, we've handled almost 14,000 raptors, which makes us one of the biggest rehabilitation centers in the country.
With nearly half a century of records and at least 500 new patients each year, Mannis and the other volunteers maintain a detailed database of the raptors who come through here.
She's been one of the best mentors I could ever ask for, really. She's so knowledgeable, and her experiences and stories that she has, it's so awesome to hear them.
Boy, we're gonna have to get him out pretty quick.
Yeah.
It can take months to rehabilitate a bird.
'Cause they're migrating.
Half never recover and have to be euthanized. Others are no longer able to survive in the wild, but can live on as ambassadors.
He's beautiful.
Isn't he beautiful?
Yes.
And look at those big yellow eyes. Holy cow, he's got big yellow eyes.
Finch treated Orion about a decade ago.
So Orion came to us because he was illegally gunshot out of a tree. And what's really kind of sad is Orion wasn't even a year old.
For those that can be rehabilitated, it takes a trained eye to know when a raptor is ready to be released.
So we'll come check on him in a little bit. Somebody might say, "Oh, that looks good," and I'm going, one wing is a little off. But it takes experience again to notice that. Just a little thin, but not
Just
bad.
a little thin.
After 4.5 decades, Betsy Finch has been helping injured raptors perhaps longer than anyone else.
She's the grande dame of raptors. She's like the Jane Goodall, because there aren't too many folks that have been doing this for as long as Betsy has.
It is a grueling schedule.
Okay, we just slip it in.
Up at first light to feed the hawks and the eagles,
Hey, that's the first time they've left anything here.
making the rounds 3 times a day with food and water,
Let's find out what's going on.
treating injuries,
Yeah, I think it's going to be this one.
before finally feeding the owls after dark.
Are you going to come this way? How? As soon as you leave. In this cage, we have Alberta. She's our queen mum. She's probably fostered well over 100 babies. We are at DeSoto National Wildlife Refuge. Oh, hey, don't bite. And this young one can hook up with all of the other eagles. They're a very social species and can learn more from the adults, especially on how to hunt. Look at that face, isn't that wonderful?
And it is days like this one that make the 24/7 demand, the successes and the failures, worthwhile.
You always have to maintain a certain level of humility when dealing with these birds because, I mean, just in a split second, things can go from mediocre to bad really fast because they're so fast, they're so strong.
That's the best part of what we do. It really is. I mean, this is a celebration. That's why we're here, you know.
Okay.
All right, kid, here we go.
Should we count? 3, 2, 1.
Whoa! Look at that. Nice and strong. Oh, yeah, I'm sure he'll stay around. There he goes.
Even for Finch, these days are special.
I guess I've been doing this for so long that it's just a part of me now, so I don't think much about it. I don't know what else to say, except that I feel a connection to him. I've done it many times. Yeah. You can really feel their spirit when you have them. You really can.
While this young eagle couldn't be reunited with his family, after 2 months of rehab, he's regained his sight and has a second lease on life.
Makes it worthwhile. Oh, absolutely. Everyone we can turn back to the wild is a celebration and a victory, really. Because without us or other rehabilitators, none of them would make it. All this preparation and it's over in 5 minutes. Really, it is. But that's okay. You know, that bird has the rest of its life to live now, free.